Denver 7 Now is sponsored by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Jacqueline Allen with your Denver 7 Now update. A 19-year-old man accused of shooting a Fort Lupton officer tonight is charged with attempted first-degree murder. Sergeant Christopher Pelton was shot in the jaw last week. He is out of the ICU right now, and doctors say he's improving. The suspect accused of shooting him made his first appearance in court today. Denver 7's Lance Hernandez was in that hearing as Matthew Cotter faced a judge for the first time.
19-year-old Matthew Cotter wheeled into court for his first advisement. He's accused of trying to kill a police officer. The suspect was at his ex-girlfriend's house in Fort Lupton December 2nd. Police say he threatened to harm her and then himself. As officers arrived, Cotter allegedly ran behind a neighbor's fence and fired 3 shots. One hit Sergeant Christopher Pelton in the face. Pelton was critically wounded. The officer, shown here with his children, now out of intensive care. A GoFundMe account set up to help Pelton with his recovery. Today, the judge issued a mandatory protection order against Cotter.
Restraining you from harassing, molesting, intimidating, retaliating against or tampering with any witness or the alleged victim to the acts charged.
Cotter said he understood everything, the judge said.
You have been charged with 2 counts of criminal attempt to commit first-degree murder, a Class 2 felony. If convicted, it's punishable by 16 to 48 years in the Colorado Department of Corrections, plus an additional 5 years of mandatory parole.
And that was Lance Hernandez reporting. The suspect also was charged with 3 counts of first-degree assault and 1 count of criminal attempt to assault, and he is due back in court in February. The family of a Summit County firefighter killed in the line of duty is getting some extra help. 46-year-old Ken Jones was a 20-year veteran of the department. He was killed last weekend when he fell while fighting a fire at a Copper Mountain condominium. Today, the 9/11 organization Tunnel to Towers announced that it will pay the mortgage on his family's home. Jones leaves behind a wife and 2 children, and his funeral is set for Friday. We all have those people in our lives who make a big impact. A local couple found theirs in the hospital, in the people providing care in one of their most difficult situations. Denver 7's Jason Grinauer shares with us how the difference they made is now being paid forward.
He loved to ski. From the day he was born, he lived on a ski resort. He loved his little boy beyond imagination.
Scott Ferguson was a healthy 49-year-old.
He was initially told that he had cancer on June 6th, but it wasn't until the 20th of June that they told him it was stage 4 melanoma.
His cancer was terminal.
We're gonna beat this thing, baby. You and I are gonna beat this thing.
He'd be in and out of University Hospital for nearly a year.
Hope y'all are doing well. I'm getting better. I'm still fighting. I'm fighting as hard as I can.
Where he developed a bond with the nurses who cared for him.
I'm with my boy Kyle. This guy's the greatest.
He got to know their names, and he got to know about their personal lives and their families. And when they would walk in and see him, they developed a true friendship.
They wanted to know who we were, which was something really special because that doesn't happen very often.
One of those nurses was Margot Schenk.
Here we go.
She's the one doing the worm on the floor.
I think he had had a rough week with chemo, and I just felt like we needed to do something to cheer him up.
They wanted to bring him some joy. And they just always were looking for ways to connect with him.
Those nurses did that all the way until April 22nd.
Not only did they make sure that my love didn't suffer in his last moments, but they shared that pain with me.
Scott Ferguson was just 49 years old.
I knew that they loved the nursing staff and the hospital staff. I did not know that their love and caring was going so far.
We came up with this idea of setting up a scholarship fund
for future nurses at the CU College of Nursing.
I think it's the ultimate gift. And, you know, it gives other people the ability to be able to make a difference and hopefully meet their Scott and Doris and feel inspired to do something for another patient.
To have an impact on the profession that had such an impact on him.
All of us are someday going to need that caring person to hold our hand and to hold our friends and lovers and families' hands.
That was Jason Grenauer reporting. If you would like to donate to the Scott Ferguson Scholarship Fund, we have the link up right now on thedenverchannel.com. Molson Coors might be moving HQ out of Colorado, but it's expanding its operation within. Today we got a tour of the work underway at the Coors-owned Blue Moon Brewery in Rhino. Blue Moon intends to increase capacity by 50% at the Rhino location, and some of those beers will be sold here in Colorado. Most will hit bars worldwide. And from the First Alert Weather Center, here is a look at your forecast. We are going to see mild and dry weather tomorrow, but the clouds are going to increase, and then we'll start to see a drop in temperatures as snow develops up Saturday and Sunday, especially up in the high country. Thank you so much for watching this Denver 7 Now update. Make sure to download the Denver 7 app for your smartphone to get breaking news and alerts around the clock. I'm Jacqueline Allen.